Hey guys, it's FrostZTech here today with an all new video, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can create custom thumbnails for your YouTube videos. So I'm having Adobe Photoshop CC 2014 version here. It's same for any version you are having. You might be having CC 2017. I'll be soon downloading that too. So let's get started. Make sure to like and subscribe, and this is FrostZTech. So let's go to new and make it 1270 by 720p. So all you need first is a background. So I already have one. I just searched Call of Duty backgrounds, so you can get it anywhere. I'm gonna be creating a thumbnail for my own shooter game. Yet I haven't created it, but still. So let me import it. Hold shift and increase it. I'm gonna hide that blackish spot so that doesn't look bad, and we do not have any copyright issues on the background. So right click and go to rasterize layer, and the name is perfectly good. So let's go to blending options first. So we're gonna add something so that our text layer could stand out better. So I'm gonna create a color overlay and make sure it's completely black, and I'm gonna get it to maybe 7 or maybe 17 would be perfect. So that would be perfect. So right click and go to rasterize layer style, and we're gonna create a new layer. So we need something advanced over here. So how you can do that, simply go to shape and create a new shape, rectangle tool, and you're gonna fill it like this. So I'm gonna be filling it with some different color, maybe a bit reddish, like orange would be perfect. So let's make it no stroke and make it like this. Okay, this is pretty much perfect. We're gonna do something out here. So let's right click on it and rasterize it, and now create a new ellipse and make sure it's completely using different color. For example, I'm gonna be using a black color. So let's create a new ellipse like this. Okay, this will be perfect. Right click and rasterize layer, and use V to move it around like this, and maybe Ctrl plus T, and I'm going to increase it like this, or maybe from this side, and move it like this, and this will look perfect on it. So hold shift and move it accordingly. Yes, that would be pretty much good. So I'm gonna move it like this. So now press W to move the selection tool, and you're gonna select ellipse like this. When ellipse gets selected, you're gonna click on rectangle layer and press delete. Press Ctrl plus D, hide the ellipse tool, so you're gonna get a shape like this. So I'm gonna go back to rectangle, go to blending options. I'm gonna stroke, and you see a bit kind of like here it went. So when you press V and press it down, so we are having this. So what we can do is to press W again. No need not to press W. We're gonna use the marquee tool and select something like this, and press delete. Press Ctrl plus D, press V a bit up to match the styles, and press H for the hand tool and move it around. Press M for the marquee tool and select it like this. Okay, first of all, you need not to do that. Press V and get it out a bit. Press M and a bit like this. Press delete. Ctrl plus D, H to move around the shapes, and so let's look like this will be perfect. So let's press Z and zoom out again. So you can see we're getting perfect shape now. So let's go to blending options. You can simply go to blending option by double click on the right angle area. So let's go to stroke and make sure stroke color is a bit grayish. Pretty much perfect. And let's make a size 4, 5, not 5, 45, 5, maybe 3, 2, 3 would be perfect. So opacity, okay, that's pretty much good. So press V and right click, rasterize layer style. I'm gonna name it as which corner is that? Left upper. So that would be used for some showing up logos. So I'm gonna use my logo. I already have it. You can import or place your logo anywhere you want. In case I'm gonna be using my logo, shortening it and getting over the top like this. Okay, that is pretty much looking cool over it. So we're gonna add a shadow on it. So let's go to blending options, click on dark shadow and make it 85%, and I'm gonna use distance 0, 22 and 22. Oops, maybe I got to anti-aliasing, or maybe decrease it to 12. That looks pretty much cool on it. Right click, rasterize layer style, and I'm gonna press in logo. I type in logo. Okay, so I'm gonna delete this ellipse for a while. Not for a while, I'm gonna delete it. I do not need it anymore. So the next thing we're gonna do is we need something over here, so that looks pretty much cool on it. So let's see what we can get. Okay, so I have an idea about doing the same here. So I'm gonna press on upper left. I'm gonna press Ctrl plus J to duplicate it, and I'm gonna name it left down. So I'm gonna move it like this, and I'm gonna press Ctrl plus T and rotate it around something like this and get it right here, and let's increase it. Or maybe I'm gonna sniff it out for a while. So let's press Z, zoom out, and press H, V. I'm doing it pretty much faster, so let me tell you what again I did. Use Z to switch around the zoom tool, use H to switch around the hand tool, press V to move around the move tool. So I'm gonna go back. You need to know the shortcuts, because shortcuts really help a lot. So I'm gonna use the marquee tool, something like this, and I'm gonna delete this for a while. I do not need these ones. Marquee tool will only work if your layer is rasterized, and if your layer isn't rasterized, you need to rasterize it right now so that you can work around. Okay, this is perfect. So you might not be understanding what I want to do here. We're gonna do a really special effect on it. So let's right click, go to blending options, and let's make a color overlay and make it completely black. So let me make it completely black and make it okay. So we're gonna right click on it and rasterize layer style. So once that's done, you need to decrease the opacity. Something kind of like to 35 or 45. No, 38 would be pretty much cool. So the next thing you want to do is to make this a bit more lighter, not just the whole photo. So how you can do that, simply heading over to background and making a new rectangle tool and making it completely gray or a bit dark. No, this gray will be perfect. So heading over completely like this and make it overlay, so that gives a shine to the photo. I'm gonna here and I'm gonna right click, rasterize layer, and I'm gonna show these again. So that adds a pretty cool effect on it. Not effect, I'm gonna say effect. So I'm gonna create a VFX. You can increase or decrease the opacity so you can work around and figure around things, or you can still go in background, create an adjustment layer of brightness and contrast. Yet I do not use bright and contrast much. The best thing you can do is to simply go over and head for curves. Curves generally help you out of creating how much contrast and darkness you want. Instead, you can see, for example, this would look pretty much cool. I'm gonna do it like this. It helps you to figure out what contrast and things you want it so. That's pretty much perfect. So also the best thing you can do is to organize things, like creating new folders or groups. You can say whatever you want to. You can say background and adding VFX curves around here and background to it, and minimizing folders. I'm gonna make as red, and then we're gonna work around these things. So the next thing you can do is to add feathering over here, or let's add some text. So head over to text tool, and you can use thousands of font. In case I'm gonna be using Champagne and Limousine font, which is perfect to be used. So I'm gonna make it bold, and let's see how much style we are getting. So I'm gonna decrease the font over to 180, and that will be pretty much perfect. So I'm gonna type in FrostZTech, or maybe a bit more smaller size, 100. No, not 100. I'm gonna make it as 130, And 130 is pretty much perfect. I'm gonna shape it as smooth, so that smoothen the edges. You won't be seeing smoothing edges when you're gonna go near to it, but still completely tear off the pixels. So I'm gonna move it a bit around here. And so let's go over to blending options. We're gonna add some effects over here. So let's go to drop shadow so that we can look at our text perfectly. Make it 100%, make it 0, and 33 and 33. So we're gonna go to gradient overlay and let's make it deter, and let's go over to gradient overlay. Let's select the tool. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to select the color. You can change the color you want. You can simply bring onto color, and I'm gonna select white and over to gray. I'm gonna invert the color selection, maybe something like this, and getting over like this. That looks pretty much cool, so I'm gonna use it. And I'm gonna decrease the opacity to 57, 58 would be pretty much cool. And let's see which side you can get. It's the angle of which you want. You can change it according to you. I'm gonna change it like this. And here you can set the radial. If you want, you might be, if you are working with Adobe After Effects, then you know what these things are. Instead, I'm gonna keep it as linear. Just click on OK. Okay, so right click on it, rasterize layer style. That looks perfect on it. So I'm gonna use shift to move it around. I just selected the layer. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to add a lot more effects to it. I simply wrote a FrostZTech here, but you can type in. I'm gonna move this FrostZTech around more. So I'm gonna decrease the font over to 80. I'm gonna type in tutorial. Let's check. Right click, go to blending options, and you're gonna make it a stroke on it. So let's make a stroke and make the color to completely not white but a bit darker gray. So a bit more dark gray. Looks pretty much cool. I'm gonna increase it to 5. I simply press enter over it. So let's make it position outside and use the blend mode as overlay. That looks pretty much cool. I'm gonna increase it still a bit more, like 10. And let's go right click and click on rasterize layer style. And once you've done that, you're gonna see it come over perfectly. If you still over to overlay, it mode looks pretty much good. You just need to click on overlay over there. Okay, so let's go to FrostZTech and we're gonna add a stroke to it too. You need to decrease the stroke size to 1, or stroke size won't work on it, so I'm gonna leave it as it is. And so there are more things you can figure around, like adding a bit more feathering around here and adding your logo, moving your logo around where you want it to. You can instead move logo here and type in whatever thing you want to. It's up to you how you want to design things. Things can be done pretty much better manner, and this is just something you can do. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I'm FrostZTech. I'm signing out.